Hey, what's up everyone? Danny Lightning back with another War Robots video. We're gonna do a basic guide on drones today. So by the time this video is over, hopefully you guys understand exactly how these work. First off, these two back slots here, you can unlock these with gold. A lot of people think these were going to be Titan drones or something like that, but nope, you can just have 7 drones in total by spending some gold to unlock the two back slots. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick our best drone. I did spend some of my resources just so I can make this video for you guys. We're going to pick the most expensive drone. This one holds the most slots. Now first off, you have to fit microchips into these slots to give your drones ability. And there's different chip slots. There's a AC slot, an A slot, a B slot, and a D slot, I believe. Now the drones with the AC slots, I don't actually have one of those, but if you look at, right over here, the very first thing where it says, the very top one, notice the little symbol on that. Alright, it's kind of got like a little, it almost looks like a little thing exploding, and it's bright orange right there. Alright, that's the symbol for an AC chip or an AC slot. If you don't see that little symbol right there on your drone does not have weapons. Alright, the AC slots unlock and or make the weapons better on your drones that do have built-in weapons. Okay, so if you don't see that little symbol right there, your drone does not have weapons, and currently the drones that have just been released into the game do not have weapons. So if you don't see that, do not expect your drones to shoot at people. Alright, now as far as the slots go, you can see this one right here. Whoops, I just clicked on that by mistake. Let me go ahead and back out of this. You can see this slot right here has a little like circular symbol, right? Well, if you click on this little circle, that's an A-type slot, and it's going to tell you exactly what this does. Alright, so the A-type slot for microchips provides your drones or robots weapons with special effects. Alright, so your drone and your robot, if they both have weapons, can be affected by the A-type slots. Alright, let's go ahead and click on this one that looks like a little triangle. That says B-type microchip slots increase your drones or robots attack power or damage. Alright, let's click on this one up here that looks like a little square. This one says C-type slots increase your robot's defense and durability. So different types of microchips do different things. The chip's going to have a symbol on it, and the slot is going to have a symbol, and those both have to match. Okay, you guys get the idea. There's also a D slot. This guy right here does not have a D slot. We'll look at what the D slot is here in a little bit. So if I want to install a microchip onto this C slot, which is going to give my robot more defense or durability, I just go ahead and click on this. Now you're going to see up here, see that each one of these microchips has the same symbol as that slot. So if you're like, well, I've got microchips, but I can't install them in my slot, it's because they're the wrong microchip for your slot. Okay, hopefully this is making sense so far. I've bought all of these already, so these are all the ones I've got. So I can pick one of these. Now you can see this one uses 2 energy, this one uses 4, this one uses 2. And you do have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 chips. And I'll tell you how to get better chips in a few minutes. We're just going to talk about installing these things. Now, let's go back to the drone itself. This drone here, this particular drone, you'll see right here it says 12 out of 20. This drone has 20 energy. Alright, each chip consumes energy. So I can only fit 20 energy worth. Now if you'll see, this chip right here has 4 energy, this chip has 4 energy, and this chip has 4. So my drone is currently using 12 energy, but I can go up to 20. So that means I can fit microchips into this until I fill up the 20. So let's just go ahead and try and add a few more. I'm just going to install a random one for now. So let's go ahead and install that. So that should put me up to 16 out of 20 energy. And if I install one more chip, alright, that one's got 4 energy, so that just used all of my drone's energy. So I do have one slot that I can't use. Now what I could do is remove this chip here and put in two tier 1 chips, and I could fill up all the slots. Okay, I could fill up all the slots if I wanted to, but basically I would rather have the tier 2 chips in my drones, I do believe. Let's take a nice look at the starter drone. This is the one they give you guys. This drone only has 4 energy. So basically this can hold 1 tier 2 chip, or this can hold 2 tier 1 chips. So let's go ahead and click on this one. This is a D class slot. Alright, the D slots allow your drone to repair your allies and your robots. So the D slots are for healing. Any drone with a D slot has healing chips. So let's go ahead and click on the D slot. And these are the ones we got. If you don't have any, you can always go to the store and buy new ones. Okay, you can watch a video to refresh this. Unfortunately, when you do go to the store, there's only 3 chips in there at a time. Or you can spend 100 gold to refresh it and pop up 3 new chips. Alright, so back to the inventory. We're just going to go ahead and install this one. This chip uses 2 energy. And oh, by the way, it shows you how many power cells each chip is going to cost. So if I only install 1 chip, that means this drone is only going to cost 2 power cells, alright, to deploy on the battlefield. Alright, so now we've got a A-type. So this gives my weapons some sort of ability or effect. So let's go ahead and click on this, and we can install a tier 1 A-type chip. We're going to go ahead and just install a basic one. Now there's going to be a lot of different microchips that do all kinds of different things, and I actually don't have a full list of those yet, so we'll go over what the microchips do in another video. Once I got a full list of all the chips and everything that they do. That might be a lengthy video because I think there's going to be a lot of different chips. But you can see this drone had 4 energy, so each one of these microchips took up 2 energy. So we got 2 energy here, 2 energy here, and that makes 4 energy. Now this is going to cost 4 power cells to deploy this drone anytime I would like to use it. So now that drone's filled up with some parts. Let's go back and take a look at the drone I did a minute ago. This guy right here. Alright, this guy has 20 power cells to activate. So if I want to activate this, it's going to cost me 20 power cells. And that's because this chip, alright, this chip here takes up, as you can see before you install a chip, this chip right here takes up 4 power cells. So if you have 6 chips and each one takes up 4 power cells, that would be 4 times 6. That would be 24 power cells if you had 6 chips in here. Now, hopefully you guys get the idea of how these chips work. So basically you've got one set of chips that make the weapons on your drones do stuff. You've got one set of chips for healing. You've got one set of chips for defense points. You've got a set of chips for, adding effects to your weapons like lockdown and freeze and all kinds of stuff like that. Now, if you click on the little info thing after you've installed a bunch of chips, if you click on the little info thing up here, you're going to see this drone has freezer. So this guy has a freeze effect. If you shoot a person enough times, my weapons on my robot are going to freeze the enemy, kind of like cryos. But it's such a small amount, it doesn't do a whole lot. To be honest with you, this is where you need to get the higher tier chips to really start making a big impact. Alright, it's also got this recruitment forewarning defender, so it's got some sort of defense thing. It's got a lockdowner and another freezer, so it's got 2 freezing effects and the lockdown. So now my weapons lock people down and freeze them. But like I said, it's at tier 2 chips. It's just kind of doing a little bit. Then we have another one called the inacting intensifier. Alright, and you'll see it costs 10 gold or 20 power cells to deploy this drone. Hopefully you guys are following this so far. Alright, now if you hit change drone, that's going to take you into the store where you can buy the different drones. Alright, this is the best drone available right now. There are going to be more drones coming out. None of the drones with actual weapons have hit the game yet, and I'm not really sure why that is. But this is a purple drone here, so that means this is going to be a tier 3 drone. Alright, you got tier 1, which is kind of like a black color. Tier 2, which is you can see the blue up here. Same with the microchips and the drones on the tier. They each have a color. So the dark black or the dark gray is tier 1. The blue is tier 2. The pink or purple is tier 3. And then the tier 4 drones and microchips are going to be gold. So basically, this is the best drone out at the moment. This one's going to cost you 2,400 gold. Next, we have this guy right here, the Fly. This guy is going to cost you 5 million gold. We've got the Defender, 5 million gold. We've got the Blueprint, the Sidekick, 500,000. I'm saying gold. The Fly and Defender cost 5 million silver each. Sorry, guys. The Sidekick costs 500,000 silver, and the Starter costs 50,000 silver. And you can see how many slots each one has. If you want to click on one of these, click on the info. You can get an idea. 2 sockets, all right, 4 to 6 energy capacity, blah, blah, blah. This just tells you the basics of it. And right now, I've bought one of each drone. Now, let's talk about combining your microchips. Now, this is where things get pretty interesting. Now, Pixonic does say, I wouldn't go spending too much of your resources on these microchips right now, because Pixonic says they're going to be throwing out these chips left and right. Daily battle rewards. We're going to get them in when we open crates. We're going to get them for all kinds of different stuff. More than likely, it's going to be a whole bunch of tier 1 chips we get. But if you click on a microchip and you hit this thing right here that says combine chips, it takes you to the chip combiner. Now, the only thing is, for tier 1 chips, you actually have to have 15 chips. So if you have 15 chips laying around, all right, you can fill up all these slots, and then you can hit combine, and it's going to give you a much better chip. Now up here, you can click tier 2. So if you have 15 tier 2 chips laying around, you can combine 15 of these. All right, oh, actually it's 10. On tier 2, you can combine 10 of these to make a tier 3 chip. Now, if you have 5 tier 3 chips that you're not using, you can put them in here and you can combine those to make a tier 4 chip. Now, it does cost 500 gold to combine a tier 4 chip. It costs 200 gold to make a tier 3 chip, and it costs 50 gold to combine these to make a tier 2 chip. Hopefully all of this is making sense to you guys right now. Now, here's one thing cool. If you don't want to use your drones, all right, let's just say you don't want to use a drone. You're low on power cells. You don't want to use a drone. You know what? Pull all of the microchips out of this thing. You can uninstall these chips. And then when you go into a battle, guess what? You can deploy your drones or not deploy your drones, and it's not going to cost you any power cells at all. All right, so we can go ahead and click on this chip. We can hit uninstall. All right, we can click on this chip. Whoops, you got to click on the right part of the chip or it gets a little weird. Uninstall. So currently, I only have one drone which is doing anything because I have one drone back here. All right, this guy right here has some microchips installed. None of the other drones do. Actually, we got 2 drones with microchips. All right, hopefully this made sense. In the video's description, I will put a list of what all the slots do. Like the AC slot is for your weapons. You got the slot for the healing, the slot for this. All right, I will put a little text thing down in the description that explains all that stuff so you can kind of go over it and get a better feel for what that is, because that's probably the most confusing part, is exactly what chip slots do what. All right, so let's go play a game with the drones. I've got 2 drones set up that actually have abilities and the rest do not. So once you choose a drone to go out on the battlefield and you die, you can no longer choose that drone ever again. The drone dies with your robot. Now, the first 5 drone slots were free. I didn't have to pay to unlock those, but the 2 in the back, I think they were 500 gold each. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our Hades, and we're going to go ahead and pick. You can see these drones here don't have any microchips. Therefore, these are free to use. You can either hit to battle and not deploy a drone, or you can just pick a drone that does absolutely nothing and just have it hang out with you if you want. And if you got the hanger and let's just say you're low on the microchips and you don't want to, if you're low on your power cells and you're just like, oh, I can't afford to, you know, use these drones, just go ahead and do this, okay? Remove the microchips. That way you don't accidentally, you know, pick a drone that you didn't mean to and stuff like that. Let's get rid of this guy. Pop, 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 pop. Die. All right. So unfortunately, you know, the video ended up being a little longer than I was expecting it to be. So the next drone we're going to pick is going to have abilities that should help us do some things. It's got lockdown, it's got freeze, and it's got a few other things on it as well. Let's go ahead up here. Let's shoot this little dude. He's shooting me with my shield. Unfortunately, he just went into a last stand. Oh, here he comes. Let's get him. Let's get him. Mr. Hades saves the day. I know they said they fixed the aiming issues on these nucleons, but it doesn't feel fixed to me. Let's lock this. Oh, he left. Where'd he go? There he is. It doesn't feel right still. I still noticed like the sometimes I'm shooting directly on somebody and the bullets go to the left or the right of that person. Now they did give Hades a big buff, which is really, really nice. Yeah, we got a couple shots in there. Alright, this guy is going to probably kill me, so I'm going to try and play like Mr. Circle, run around in circles, and I died. Alright, so this guy right here, we're going to spawn in another robot. Let's bring in the Blitz, and we're going to go ahead and use the best drone that I have. This should give my weapons lockdown and the freeze effect. But like I said, the amount is so small, it doesn't give me a huge amount of freeze or a huge amount of lockdown, but it will let me lock somebody down just a little bit faster. So if you're already using lockdown weapons and or freeze weapons, those little abilities will help your weapons freeze or lock people down quicker, which is kind of nice. Like Pixonic said, one reason they have a lot of different slots on the drones instead of the drones having a bunch of the same slots, it would be just too OP. It would just be too overpowered if you could have nothing but like lockdown slots. Let's just say you could pick like 8 or 6 lockdown slots. You'd be able to lock people down really quickly. Or you could pick like 8 slots that give your robot defense points. Your robot would be impossible to kill. So that's why some drones might have 2 defense slots, 2 healing slots, 2 weapon slots. They don't want these drones to be crazy overpowered and give anybody a giant advantage, is what they're saying. So they designed it so you can only have a little bit of this skill and a little bit of that skill on the drone. But I do find that what is shooting me? Oh, there's somebody back there. I do find that these are a very small help with the tier 1 and the tier 2 chips. Once you get up into the tier 3 and the tier 4 chips, you might notice much better abilities. But alright, for right now, I'm having a good old time playing with the drones and stuff. I can imagine it's gonna get very expensive in the resources, and probably once you start getting tier 3 and tier 4 chips, I'm not really sure what that's going to cost as far as power cells to activate, because of course the tier 3 and the tier 4 chips are going to take up more battery power, your drone's battery or your drone's energy or whatever. So you're probably going to be able to add less chips to your drone once you have higher tier chips. You know what I mean? It'll run out of energy or battery power, or whatever you would like to call it. Alright, let's go ahead and get this guy. Alright, maybe not. Let's get this guy. We got another Blitz. But you can see I'm starting to freeze this guy. Right? Oh, I actually just froze him. Sweet. Sweet. Last night, these freeze things didn't seem to be working very well, but this drone I paid my 20 power cells for. And the good thing about the drones, though, is they last until you die. It's not like using power cells on, like a module where the module lasts for a few seconds. This drone is out there with you the entire time your robot is around. So I would probably wait till you have a really tanky robot like this Blitz. He's very, very hard to kill. So this is a good guy to deploy a drone with, because I can usually last a really long time. So I'm getting a lot out of my 20 power cells by running this little guy. Now if I were to put this on my beacon runner, you know, he would probably die really easily, but there's actually certain things that give your robot defense points. Crap, son of a Arthur. Oh, I died. Alright, let's go ahead and pick our hawk. We're just going to pick a random drone without any skills because I don't want to use any more power cells. So guess what? I'm just going to go ahead and use a drone that doesn't use power cells. Just because I don't feel like using any more. Alright, let's go ahead and come down this way. Oh crap, there's a big old Titan up there. Help, there's Titans everywhere. Crap. I was not expecting that, guys. I was not expecting that. No, I was not. Okay, I'm going to have to hide here for a few seconds. This sucks, dude. They've got me in a terrible spot. The good news is I'm going to get up in the air. I'm going to blast this dude, and I am going to get to my escape. I'm going to get to my escape. I hope. Or not. Oh, they got me. They still got me. I have died, guys. I have died. So I'm going to bring this dude in, and we are going to punish these Titans for killing my hawk. You Titans are going down. You Titans are dead meat. Dead meat. Dead. Come here, Mr. Arthur. I want to kill you. I want to kill you dead. Yeah. Die. Hurry up and reload, dude. I need some ammo. Alright, my teammate killed it. I didn't even get to kill it. What a rip-off, right? What a rip-off. Here comes a tier. Let's destroy this little guy. Alright, let's get him down into his last stand. And guess what? As soon as it's over, we're just going to hit him with a blast. Blop. See ya, buddy. Wouldn't want to be ya, buddy. You are dead. Lightning's going to make you die. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Got to throw in some sort of goofiness to keep you guys entertained. I know you guys like when I start getting stupid. When I start acting dumb, y'all seem to like that, so I'll give you some dumbness, some good old-fashioned dumbness for you guys right there. And it's actually kind of fun being dumb, right? Alright, let's get me some coffee. Alright. So anyways, hopefully you guys have a really good idea of how these drones work right now. I think I covered everything. Alright, like I said, make sure you check the video's description. I will put a nice, description of all the different types of slots and what they do. Remember, your chip and your slot, the symbol has to match, or that slot, oh my gosh, or that chip will not fit in your drone's slot. There we go. Alright, hope you guys liked this video, and I will catch you guys later. See ya.